Okay, there's somebody else I want to introduce today, and that's Mike Pittard. Now Mike, he had a hoard of 22,760 Roman coins in one pit. Now, fortunately, somebody who was with him had a camera, and we've seen them all coming out by still photographs. And this is his story. Mike.
Right, thanks Mike. Well, first of all, I don't know if you're interested, this is what the pot looked like. There, it all happened back in 1889. Our club and that, because I'm a chairman of the Oval Club, we went out detecting out near Sherborne, and we found these fields, and we was going around them. Me and Anne at the time was up the top of the lane in some other fields, and we gave up because there was nothing there, and we was about to go home. And as we walked down the lane, we saw some of the others detecting in one of the fields, and they said they found a couple of Roman. So we thought, oh, we'll have another half an hour. So we went in there and we started finding a few Roman ourselves. And at the end of the day, when we went home, we sat down and we was talking about it. And we thought, well, all the coins were sort of in one area, like in a pattern. So the following week, the club decided to go out there again. So we went back out the following week and we started going around the area, me and Anne, and then it got the signal. And it was a strange signal, like positive, but sort of over a big area. So I started digging down, and just as I was digging down, a friend come past, and he jokingly said, oh, I expect that's the hoard, innit? And he went on into another field. Anyhow, about sort of quarter of an hour later, he came back, and we were still digging, but we just found a few coins in there, and he came back, and he said, oh, you still doing digging, are you? And we said, oh, yes, and it is a hoard, like. And he came over, and we showed him the coins that we found, and we knew that sort of about 4 or 5 that we actually had in our hand, the detector wouldn't have found them at that depth because they was down about 18 inches. So anyhow, we carried on digging, then more and more coins started coming up. Then we came across a jagged edge of a pot, and it was my friend who noticed it first, that he realised that it wasn't the bottom of a pot like we thought they might have a couple hundred in, but it was actually the top of the pot. So we sort of carried on digging, and the pot started getting wider and wider and deeper, and it ended up that the pot was actually about 14 inches wide and about 18 inches high. And we took it, we lifted the pot out. I've got a set of photos because there was a photographer there, and we lifted the pot out, put it on my coat at the time, and everybody was having a guess of how many coins there might be in there, and a couple said, oh, like 10,000, but then they laughed, thinking, ah, no, that wouldn't be that many in there. And anyhow, then sort of a few of the villagers came up, and the farmer came up, and we, you know, explained to the farmer what it was. And because they were so heavy, they weighed about 100 weight and a quarter, we actually put them into the back of his trailer and that, and he took me on down to my car so I could put them in the back of my car. And then we took them home to clean them, and I actually put them in the bath, and they covered the bottom of the bath and that with that. And then me and Anne, we spent 3 days counting them up, and it came to 22,670 in total. And we phoned up the coroner and that, like, or the archaeologist, and told them that we'd found it, like, and then sort of went through the normal procedure. And then we went back and told the farmer how many there was and that, like, and, well, basically then the museum hung on to the coins for a few years, and that was going to check through them. First of all, I'd like to mention about this rosette brooch. We went to a little mini rally that was organised by Weymouth Detecting Club, and I happened to find this one on the surface of a ploughed field. So it just shows that you can get some good stuff just lying on the surface and that when it's been ploughed. And these are a couple of other little Roman brooches just to show you the different ones you can find. And this here is just to show you the difference between the small Roman you get and the big Roman. And Roman varies between the two sizes. And the dog is, well, according to the Fines Liaison Officer, is a Roman brooch. And this one is a Roman bracelet, and this is a little Roman head stud, and the spout is also, they believe, Roman and that, but they're not exactly sure what that was used for. And then we've got a couple of medieval bits, like there's a couple of medieval seals here just to show you the different shapes you get. And then you've got like a 15th century